Hello, GMs of the USFL Sweet 16. These are highlights of the final week of the season. We'll start out with the Maulers versus the Breakers. This game was win or go home as far as the top 8 board. Breakers, Maulers, Ron Freeman's squad comes out on top 29-28 in a close one. Breakers needed this win to slip into the top 8. Maulers prevail. Craig Christian will be seated, I believe, number 9 going into the playoffs in the second tier bracket with that shot to win their first 2 rounds and get back in the top 8. Maulers slip in to the top 8 bracket. Next, the Blitz and Outlaws, same thing here. Blitz risked losing out and missing the top tier playoffs. Outlaws were out all along for making the top tier, but the Outlaws, Ian Brown's team, finishes strong with 2 wins to end the season. Congratulations. Spoiler award does go to Ian Brown's Outlaws, but the Blitz with a loss, 28 Outlaws, 26 Blitz. Blitz still remain in the top 8, slip in Thomas Hollick's team. And then the Panthers lose a close one to the Gamblers, just kind of a grudge match for Bill Kellick's Gamblers, but they win this one 24-23 over the Panthers. But the Panthers do win the division, and the Panthers move on to the top 8 board and the playoffs for the Sweet 16. Then the Stars, solid all year. Michael Summers' team wins 29-17 over the New Jersey Generals. New Jersey Generals did have the worst record in the league, or at the bottom this year. Still remain in the playoffs in the lower tier. Could not give the spoiler award to the Generals based on certain criteria. They will draft very early next year, Darren Spencer's team. But Stars move on. Looking strong, staying in second place all season. And then the Express and the Gold. Steve Smith took over the Gold this year, first year in the Sweet 16. Prevails here 29-22 over the Express, El Briscoe Express and Dante. But again, Dante, El Express, you are in the lower tier, have a chance to win your first 2 rounds and play a top-tier playoff team. But the Gold move on in the number 8 spot, I believe, and go to the playoffs to try to win, to come back and make noise there in playoffs. And then the Oakland Invaders, what can I say? Raymond Gallis' squad has a 1 loss all season long, finished 13-1, win over the Wranglers, Kevin Perillou's team, 30-21. Invaders move on the top tier. The Wranglers slip and are in the lower tier playoff bracket. And then the Tampa Bay Bandits win a very close game by 0.4 points over the Stallions. Stallions still remain in the playoffs with an 8-6 record. Tampa falls just short, Brian Tracy's team, but still are going to make noise in that lower tier. Birmingham will be in the top tier. And then the Bulls. The Bulls have really lit it up here toward the end of the season. Stephen Miller's team wins 30-25 over Jake Matthews' Showboats. Hard luck Showboats. Showboats in the bottom tier, Bulls in the top tier. Now let's look at the previews for round 1 playoffs, lower tier only. Steve Smith will be bringing top tier right up for the playoffs here in the Sweet 16. We got the Wranglers, Kevin Perilou against Jake Matthews' Memphis Showboats. Looks like the Wranglers are favored by a couple of points in this game. LA Express play Tampa Bandits. This game right now is set at 1 point advantage to the Tampa Bay Bandits, Brian Tracy's team. And then the Gamblers play the Outlaws. This one is even Steven, guys. Houston and the Outlaws. And then New Jersey Generals and the Breakers are also evenly matched. Remember, you guys in the lower tier, you have a chance to win your first 2 rounds and slip back into that top tier. Earn yourself a dynasty point. Never quit playing. It is single elimination in the lower tier. So if you lose the aforementioned teams, Arizona, Memphis, LA, Tampa, Houston, Outlaws, Generals, and Breakers, if you lose in round one, your season's done. Of course, you'll match up each week against someone, but if you lose in the lower tier, you're out. If you win in the lower tier, you advance. With that chance in the third round, if you make it to the third round by winning your first two rounds, you'll have a shot at one of those teams that lose in the first two rounds in the top tier. Good luck to everyone. It's been a great season. It was massacre on the field to try to make the top 8. As many teams had a chance in Week 14, but this is it. Week 14 is done, and we move on to round 1 playoffs. Good luck to everyone.